Hi, my name is Ben McKenzie, and this is a video demonstration of McClintock's Latin, a web-based course in classical Latin, based on McClintock's first book in Latin, which was published in 1859 and used widely throughout the United States. This is the home page. It's www.mcclintockslatin.com, and from here I'm going to click on the Go to Course link, and I'm presented with a login screen. If you don't have an account already, you would click on the New Account link and follow the instructions. In this case, I'm going to sign in as a student that I've set up for this demonstration. And this brings me to the student home page, and from here I can either resume the course, I can browse the course. I have a list of vocabulary that I haven't mastered yet, which I can drill. There's a table which gives me my course progress, and there are some administrative functions. We'll discuss all of this in the course of this demonstration, but I'm going to start by just clicking on Resume Course. And this brings me to, in this case, Lesson 3, which is on the first declension of nouns and the first conjugation of verbs. As you can see, the lesson is presented at the top, which contains your grammar and a description of different word forms, if need be. And then I have the vocabulary associated with the lesson, some more examples, and then drills. And the drills are designed to help students master the various word forms in Latin and to help them master the vocabulary. I'll click on one of these drills to give you an idea of how it works, the Latin to English vocabulary drill. And I'm asked to translate the following words. Ambulare, so to walk, exclamare, to cry out, puella, girl, and so forth. I then can submit these answers, and the computer will indicate whether I've got them correct or incorrect. If I'm really stumped, I can get the answer, and then I can try again until I feel that I've really mastered the vocabulary. Now I'll go back to the lesson, and I can do the same drill, but this time English to Latin, where I'm given the English and this time I produce the Latin. This is an excellent way to really master Latin. I'm not going to do it right now, I'll just go back to the lesson. After the drills, which the user is or the student is encouraged to do as many times as they feel they need to really master the verb forms and the vocabulary, we come to the sentences. And it's the sentences which really help a student master the grammar and as well as the vocabulary. So here in the first section I have Latin to English, and I present it with the sentence columbae volant, and I just have to provide the translation. The doves fly. And I submit that, and I was correct. I'll go on to the next one. Ancilla saltat. Well, let's suppose I have forgotten what ancilla means. I can just highlight the word and ask the computer to tell me. It's a maidservant. So with that information I can provide the translation. The maidservant dances. And I can submit that, and it's correct. Now the computer will remember that I've asked what the translation for ancilla was, and I will be drilled on that, as I'll show you later. Now supposing I had put in the maid servant danced, the computer will indicate that the Latin phrase saltat is translated with the English phrase danced, and that there's an error. The verb has the wrong time. Similarly, if I had put in the wrong number, if I had put in maid servants instead of maid servant, I would have the system would have indicated an error as well. In addition to providing the translation, the system can also provide you with the inflection of a word, for example. I can ask if I'm stumped. I can ask what the inflection is. In this case, it's the nominative singular feminine. or what the function of the word is in a sentence. In this case, it's a subject. In very simple sentences like this, it's perhaps not too helpful, but as the sentences get more complex, often a student needs just a little bit of help in order to get through a translation. That's all I'm going to do on this lesson, so I'll just say finished, and that sort of brings me to a summary of the lesson to present how I did on the translation exercises, and it gives me an overall score. In this case, my overall score was 2 out of a possible 100. Obviously, it's because I didn't answer most of the questions. So at this point, I have the option of either redoing the current lesson and trying to improve my score, or going on to the next lesson. In this case, I'll just click on redo the current lesson, and I'll just illustrate one other feature of the system. Up at the top here, it indicates that I'm on lesson 3 and in course mode. And there's a link here I can click on to switch to browse mode, which I'll do that. And now it indicates that I'm in browse mode. Now the difference between the course mode and the browse mode is that everything I'm doing is no longer recorded by the computer. And whereas before the system was indicating what translation exercise I was on, now there's no indication. I can just click anywhere and try the translation. So this allows you to come back to a lesson to try a few things again without actually worrying about completing the entire lesson. So in this case, I'm going to click on the English to Latin. Say the exercise number 2, the girl walks. So here I'm being asked to provide the Latin. So puella ambulat, and I'll submit that, and my answer is correct. And as in the case of the English to Latin to English translations, if I had put in puelli, for example, ambulant, the system would indicate that I have made a translation error, and that error is that I have the wrong number for puella. I think that's all I need to show you for this lesson. So now I'm just going to go back to student, and from here I'm going to click browse McClintock's Latin. I could equally click on the contents link here. It will bring me to a table of contents which lists all of the lessons that comprise McClintock's Latin, and I can access any of these simply by clicking on them. So I might take a look at lesson 28 here, relative pronouns, and by clicking on that, I'm in browse mode, so nothing I'm doing here is being recorded. It's not affecting my progress through the course, but I can take a look at the lesson and I can do some of the translation exercises. So as in the case of lesson 3, we have some grammar, we have vocabulary, we have drills, and then we have translation exercises. So I'll just click on one of these sentences just as an illustration. Let's try number 2. The queen who rules wisely is happy. So Felix est regina quae sapienter regit. Submit that, and that's correct. I think that's all I need to show you. Let me just click back on the student link here, and you can see that the ancilla and volare are now on our vocabulary list, so I can drill those by clicking on the drill link. I've got my course progress, which has not been very substantial because it's just a demonstration. But I think that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed the demonstration, and I hope you will enjoy this course, and happy studying. Thanks. Bye-bye.